Most dogs spend their birthdays chasing tennis balls, napping on the couch, or begging for extra treats at home. But Hercules is not an ordinary dog. Hercules has an important job. Every day, the hardworking pup reports for duty at West Virginia International Yeager Airport, CRW, where he serves as a wildlife patrol dog. His mission is serious: help keep the airport runways safe by scaring away birds and other wildlife that could pose a danger to airplanes during takeoff and landing. It's a role Hercules takes very seriously. And recently, during what started as a completely normal workday, the beloved airport dog received a surprise celebration that turned his ordinary shift into the happiest birthday of his life. For Hercules, mornings at the airport usually begin the same way. He wakes up bright and early alongside his furry brother Ned and their favorite human companion Chris. Together, the trio starts the day preparing for another busy shift at the airport. Like any dedicated working dog, Hercules thrives on routine. Breakfast comes first, of course, one of his favorite parts of the morning. Then it's time to head outside and begin patrol duties across the airport ground. To travelers passing through the terminal, Hercules might look like a friendly dog enjoying a walk near the runway. But his work is incredibly important. Birds near active runways can create dangerous situations for aircraft. Bird strikes can damage engines, delay flights, and threaten safety. That's where Hercules comes in. His job is to patrol the runways, chase away birds, and help create a safer environment for planes and passengers. And unlike many people who drag themselves reluctantly into work each morning, Hercules absolutely loves his job. Running across the open airfield is basically paradise for him. He loves racing down the runway, airport staff often say. Alongside Ned and Chris, Hercules spends his shifts exploring the airport grounds, keeping wildlife moving away from sensitive areas, and greeting staff members who already know him by name. Over time, Hercules has become far more than just a working dog. He's become part of the airport family. TSA workers know him. Ground crews adore him. Operations staff stop to pet him whenever they can. Even nervous passengers often feel calmer after meeting the cheerful pup walking through the terminal. According to CRW's Alexa Dolce, Hercules has a special way of making people smile. He is a big lover boy, Dolce explained. He appreciates all the love and pets from passengers. But on one recent morning, Hercules had no idea that the humans around him were secretly planning something extra special. The day began completely normal. Hercules enjoyed breakfast. He headed out for runway patrol. He spent hours working alongside Ned and Chris, just like always. Nothing seemed unusual at all. But as the afternoon shift came to an end, things suddenly changed. When Hercules returned toward the terminal gate area, he was met with something he definitely wasn't expecting. A crowd of people was waiting for him. Airport employees, staff members, and friends had gathered together for one reason only: to celebrate Hercules' 9th birthday. The moment Hercules walked into the room, his tail immediately began wagging. He could feel the excitement. Dogs may not fully understand birthdays the way humans do, but Hercules definitely understood one thing: everyone's attention was focused entirely on him, and he loved every second of it. Seeing so many smiling faces already made the sweet dog incredibly happy. But the surprises were only beginning. Soon, staff members carefully dressed Hercules in festive birthday accessories fit for the star of the celebration. Around his neck, they placed a colorful collar decorated with cheerful pom-pom tassel. On his head sat a hilarious pink feathery birthday hat. Hercules proudly wore the outfit like a celebrity walking onto a red carpet. Then came the biggest moment. The entire room began singing "Happy Birthday." Employees gathered around smiling and laughing as Hercules soaked in all the love and attention. His expression seemed to say exactly what everyone was thinking. This was the greatest workday ever. According to the airport staff, Hercules has always had a larger-than-life personality. He somehow knows when people are paying attention to him and happily leans into the spotlight. He somehow knows when the attention is on him, Dolce said, and he really plays into it and loves it. For a dog who spends his days making others feel happy and relaxed, the celebration felt perfectly deserved. But the airport staff still had another surprise waiting. One of Hercules' favorite parts of the job involves boarding airplanes before takeoff to comfort nervous travelers. Many passengers become instantly calmer after meeting the friendly patrol dog, and Hercules seems to understand exactly how much joy he brings people. This time, however, boarding the plane would be different. As Hercules prepared to enter the aircraft, the flight crew made a very special announcement over the speakers. "Attention, everyone," the flight attendant announced in a video later shared on TikTok. "We have a special guest coming on board. Their name is Hercules, and today is their birthday." Passengers immediately erupted in smiles, laughter, and applause. Hercules paused for a moment and looked back toward Chris with what many people described as a smug little grin, almost as if he knew this entire celebration had been arranged in his honor. Then proudly, he boarded the plane. As he walked down the aisle greeting passengers, travelers eagerly reached out to pet him and wish him a happy birthday. Some snapped photos while others simply smiled at the sight of the famous airport dog enjoying his special day. For nervous flyers, Hercules brought comfort. For children, he brought excitement. And for everyone on board, he created a memory they would likely never forget. The atmosphere inside the plane instantly became lighter and happier. That has always been Hercules' gift. Even during ordinary shifts, his presence helps calm anxious travelers and brighten difficult days. Airports can often feel stressful and overwhelming, filled with delays, security lines, rushing crowds, and nervous energy. But Hercules somehow changes the mood wherever he goes. One wag of his tail can make strangers smile. One friendly greeting can ease someone's anxiety. One goofy expression can transform an exhausting travel day into something joyful. That's part of why airport staff love him so much. Back at the terminal after his plane visit, the celebration continued. Humans enjoyed donuts and snacks while Hercules received treats of his own. Judging by the expression on his face, he was having the time of his life. Everywhere he turned, people were calling his name, petting him, laughing with him, and celebrating him. For a dog who spends his days helping others, this was one day entirely focused on making him happy. And honestly, no one deserved it more. Over the years, Hercules has become something of a celebrity around West Virginia International Yeager Airport. Staff members regularly look forward to seeing him during shifts. Travelers ask about him by name. Some passengers even specifically hope to spot Hercules before boarding their flights. He is extremely popular with the airport staff, Dolce explained. Hercules brings a smile and ease to everyone he meets. That popularity comes not only from the important work he does, but from his personality. Hercules is affectionate, social, playful, and deeply connected to the people around him. Working dogs often form incredibly strong bonds with their handlers and co-workers, and Hercules clearly feels at home among the airport community. To him, the airport isn't just a workplace, it's family, and birthdays are for family. As the celebration slowly came to an end, Hercules finally settled down after a long day full of excitement. Between runway patrols, airplane visits, birthday songs, treats, and non-stop attention, it had certainly been one of the busiest days of his life. But judging by his happy face, it had also been one of the best. What began as a completely ordinary work shift turned into an unforgettable celebration filled with love, laughter, and appreciation for one very special dog. And perhaps the sweetest part of all is that Hercules didn't need fancy gifts or elaborate decorations to enjoy himself. All he really needed was what he already gives others every single day: love, attention, kindness, connection. For the people at West Virginia International Yeager Airport, Hercules is much more than a wildlife patrol dog. He's a co-worker, a friend, a source of comfort. And on his 9th birthday, everyone wanted to make sure he knew just how loved he truly is.